Hello. Okay, so what is your position?
I'm the owner-director of Superhero Schoolhouse.
Mm-hmm. And where is that located?
It is in Parlin, New Jersey.
And so we're talking about how COVID-19 has affected early child care centers. So my first question is, how did you react as the owner of a school when you first heard about the pandemic and that things might close down?
I did as much true research as I could, and spoke to my staff on a regular basis, and we made group decisions in relationship to the virus. I did not feel like it was appropriate to make decisions without discussing it with everybody who was involved.
Okay. And so did you decide to close, or did you close when the state mandated that you close?
We decided to close as a group when the governor put out the order stating that you should close unless you wanted to file documentation for essential workers.
And was that a difficult decision?
It was a very difficult decision, but it was a decision jointly made with me and all my staff.
Okay. And so how did your families and your staff react when they first heard that you had to take a break and not come back?
Again, we made the staff together, or we made the staff decision together, so there was no surprise or no shock. I don't think any of us expected to be closed for months on end. I think everybody thought that it would be 2 to 3 weeks and we would be back and it wouldn't be a problem.
And so when you were off, did you do virtual learning or did you not because it was at the preschool level?
We did not do virtual learning. I did not feel that it was appropriate to put that additional stress on the families of the preschool and pre-K students, as they cannot use a computer by themselves.
Yes. And so since coming back, what was it like when you finally got to open back up? What changes did you have to make, and what was some of the hardest things about getting back and meeting those new regulations?
I didn't find it difficult to meet any of the regulations at all. We did make changes within each classroom. We pulled out some carpet to make it easier to clean solid surfaces. We added filtration systems, including UV sterilization to the classrooms. We added a secondary door in the front to make sure that people couldn't just walk in, to stop all of the foot traffic, to come in line with the regulations about making sure that there were no additional people entering the building. I didn't find it difficult to make the changes at all, as we already focused highly on cleanliness and sanitization.
Yeah.
So I felt it very easy to fall in line with all of that.
Okay. And then how have you seen your families react when they were coming back? Were they tentative to come back, or were they ready to go? And then how were the children?
I feel like some families were very ready to come back and others were very nervous. There really was not a middle ground at all. They were either all in or all out.
Yeah.
And the more time that has gone by, the more people that want to be back full time. The farther we get away from the heat of March and April, the more people feel distanced from it and feel safe in an environment, or at least feel like they have to get back to their regular lives.
And did you see the behavior of the kids change in any way from being at home for all of those months, or do you feel like they're so young that they just bounced right back and were ready to get back into it?
We saw initially with the reopen some very dramatic relationship reconnections with the students, meaning that some of these children had never been apart. For as long as their memory serves them, they had been in my school and connected to the other children in my school, and to be pulled away from them for 3 months was not understandable for them. So when we first reopened and these children came back, they were inseparable, and you could not get them to come apart because all they wanted to do was be together. They did not understand why they had not seen each other in 3 months. After that, I think that they rebound much better than adults.
Yeah, I see that too. So as the owner of the school, how has this affected the cost of running a school? Because that's a lot of what I'm researching is that this has impacted, it's made costs go up.
Yeah, it has dramatically increased the cost of running the school. The the supplies that we normally get just bleach as an example, used to be 94 cents a gallon, and now it's $5 to $9 a gallon. And everything's kind of gone down that road. Gloves, which used to be $40 or $50 a case, are $100 a case.
Oh my God.
Staffing, where 5-year-olds are 1 to 12. When you cut the classroom size down to 10, it's 1 to 10. When you're shrinking the number of individuals that you can have in a class, it increases the cost of the most expensive part, which is payroll. That in and of itself, to get people to agree to come back, you had to incentivize them to come back because unemployment was paying them more than they were making here. So it has dramatically increased the cost of what we're dealing with.
And we've been able to stay afloat so far, but have you seen schools in the area that have had to
Over
shut down?
400 schools in the state of New Jersey have closed.
And
Permanently handed back their licenses.
And do you know anything about what happens to those kids? Do they come?
My personal feeling is that while parents can work from home or while parents are at home, a certain volume of them are at home. But the majority of those children still need to be in childcare. And I don't believe there's that much less childcare than there was before. I just think that the childcare is now unlicensed childcare, which I feel means that it's not inspected childcare and potentially not safe childcare. When you make it difficult to keep licensed childcare businesses in business, all you do is increase illegal childcare, and that becomes very dangerous.
And because we have hybrid learning, how do you feel that the kids are doing with hybrid, and do you feel like their needs are able to be met virtually?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't believe that you can meet a preschooler's need virtually. I don't believe that a preschooler belongs in front of a screen for more hours than they already get at home. I think that preschoolers need physical interaction and physical movement. I don't think that watching something is the same as doing something. I think it's detrimental to the overall population to continue to just put people in front of screens constantly. It does not help us moving forward with teaching communication and patience and control. I don't like it, and I think we're doing a disservice to our children by putting them in this position.
Okay, that's all. I will let you go.
There you go.
Your son.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Have a great